Hello friends, welcome to Risingpearl.com. Today we are going to take a look at question number 12. How do we solve question number 12 that appeared in 2016 CBSE Class-X Math exam? Let's find out what the question is and how do we solve this. So, let's see. So what we have been given is in the figure below, a tent is in the shape of a cylinder surmounted by a conical top of the same diameter. So we have a tent. So there is a cylinder, so as we can clearly see, so this is a cylinder, and so the base is cylinder, and on top there is a cone, and this is a cone. They have the same diameter, right? If the height and the diameter of the cylindrical part are 2.1 meter and 3 meter respectively, so the height is given as 2.1 meter, and so let's make sure that we get this correct. The height is 2.1, so this height is 2.1, and the diameter of the base of the cylinder is, or the base circle is 3 meter. So the diameter is 3 meter. That means if this is the radius, this entire length, diameter is 3. If this is r, so 2r is equal to 3, and the height, which is normally we refer h for that, h equals 2.1, and the slant height of the conical part, this is the slant height of the conical part of the cone, this is given as, usually we use a lowercase l, that is 2.8 meter. Find the cost of canvas needed to make the tent if the canvas is available at the rate of rupees 500 per square meter. Take pi equals 22/7. So clearly what we have to do is that we have to find out the area. We have to find out the area of the cylinder, right? We want to find out the area of the cylinder. Then we have to find out the area of the cone. So once we find out the area of the cylinder, we find out area of the cone, we have to add them. So when we add them, this is going to give us the total area of canvas. Because what is canvas? Canvas, the cost of canvas. Canvas is nothing but the cloth of the tent. The tent is made up of a cloth, and that is canvas. So if you find out the area of the cylinder, because again the cloth is covering the entire tent, right? The entire tent is made up of canvas. So the tent is in the shape of a cylinder. So once we find out the area of the cylinder, plus we find out the area of the cone, that will give us the total area of the canvas. Now the question is not that. Question is find the cost. So what is given is that the cost, we have to find out the cost. So the cost is given, cost is equal to, it is given at a certain rate. So it is 500 per square meter or meter square. So if we find out, so to cover 1 square meter, we have to spend this much money. So once we find out the total area, how much square meter it is, so we simply multiply that by 500, that will give us the final cost. So how are we going to do it? Let's do it one by one. Tent is made up of cylinder plus cone. So the amount of canvas we need is equal to the area of the tent, which is equal to area of cylinder plus area of the cone. Now we know that area of a cylinder is pi r square h, where r, this is the formula. This is the formula to calculate the area of a cylinder. R is the base radius and h is the height. So area of the cylinder is pi r square h. Pi, it has been given in the question that we should take pi as 22/7. So we are going to stay with that, 22/7 times. Now like we discussed, now this is r. Now in the question what is given is that the diameter is given, not the radius. That means 2r is equal to 3 meters. So r plus r, right? So the entire length is r plus r. So twice r is equal to 3. So r will be equal to 3/2. So that is what we have here. So pi is 22/7. R is 3/2 whole square times h. H is given, this is h is given as 2.1. So if we just solve this, we are going to get 14.85 meters square. Now what is this? This is the area of the cylinder only. we still have to find out the area of the cone. So let's do that next. Now we know that area of cone is equals pi RL. This is again the formula to calculate area of a cone, where R is the base radius and L is the slant height. Now this is L, which is also given. So area of the cone will be pi 22 by 7. R we just saw is 3 by 2 times 2.8. So if we do that, if we calculate, it will be 13.20. So now what we have is, so the area of the tent is area of cylinder plus area of cone, 14.85 plus 13.2, it will be 28.05. But again, remember, the question is not to find out the area of the tent, but the cost. And for that, we have to use this, this information. So that means that so the cost of canvas is 500 per square meter. So 1 square meter of canvas costs this much, right? So, but we have our area of the tent. The entire tent actually is 28.05 square meter. So if 1 square meter costs this much, so 28.05 square meter, this should be square meter, will cost this times this, or rupees 14025, that is 14,025 rupees. This will be the cost of the canvas. This is how we solve question number 12.